9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So basically, with that being said, this is going to be a discussion of sorts, which has been had in the main chat and also in the admin chat. Arguments have actually broken out behind this, and we decided that we would have this discussion in a civil manner here. And the topic is literally who's better. And we're weighing if the AFC is better than the NFC. And basically, what's going to end up happening is for those who wish to speak, we're going to let the admins explain in their own words why one conference may or may not be better than the other. And then I may ask, a question or two in regards to certain owners. So, with that being said, let's get started. And we can start off with Codie. Codie, in your humble opinion, my good sir, for your money's worth, which conference you think is better? Is the AFC or the NFC? And can you please explain why?
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
God damn it, Codie, don't be a dick, man. Can you just please explain this?
So I just looked at conferences and I thought I knew where I was going to go with this up until about
Nigga
30
Turk.
seconds ago.
I'm
I'm,
sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
so I'm going to weigh this two different ways. So I think that the AFC is a better conference for one reason only. It's got more Super Bowls, whether that be total numbers or total amount of owners in the conference that have Super Bowls. Um,
Okay.
but I think the NFC total has more owners that can win a Super Bowl. There's 10 contending teams, maybe 11. Uh, can't believe I'm saying that because I wasn't going to about 2 minutes ago. But just looking at everything, I think it's like 10 or 11 to 9. And that's if I can actually figure out how to play football again. So I'm kind of ranking myself in there, and I probably shouldn't. Probably going to get a lot of backlash from that. That's okay. But I think the AFC is better due to Super Bowls. But I think there's a lot of contending. There's more contending teams in the NFC.
Okay. Crim, thoughts, sir?
I'd probably agree. I mean, the AFC to me is the better conference. The NFC has a lot of new faces in it that kind of are unproven. So I would go that I know that someone who remains nameless had spoken on this and said that the NFC had a lot of these new owners who have Super Bowl aspirations and kind of can make a run for one pretty early. It's yet to be seen. Obviously, we saw Malik again, rear his head there in the Super Bowl and do what he normally does. Unfortunately, but until I see someone in the NFC kind of jump in there and show themselves, the AFC kind of to me just stands alone.
All right. What about you, AC?
I say that the AFC is the better conference. The best that the NFC has just lost again. So if your best hope in that conference is losing, that should tell you all you need to know.
I get it. Makes sense. Okay, Turk. Your thoughts.
Yeah, first of all, let's just start off at the fact that it does not make sense. The reason I say
Okay.
this is because the question is what conference is better? We're not looking at the top heavy aspect that the AOC has because let's be honest, outside of like three guys, the rest of the conference just kind of falls a little short. And as far as the talent disparity between those at the top and at the bottom, it creates some of these teams to be inflated and it's making you guys believe that they're better than what they actually are. The NFC, on the
Okay.
other hand, has a lot of talent, a lot of talent. Like some of these guys could go over to the AFC and they'll be just fine.
Mm.
Every, I don't know what you grinning at. Anyway, every, every, every Every NFC team, not every, I'll say outside of like 3 or 4 owners, you have to you have to go and you have to lock in every week. Like it's not an easy game. AOC, you guys have quite a few owners where you're gonna go in knowing like this is a dub. This is a dub. That's not happening in NFC. It's a lot of competition. And just because they're not winning like the high profile playoff games does not make our conference weaker than you guys. It just that just means you guys have a couple of owners that are better than the guys that we're sending at the time. But I feel like if people were to swap places, we would not be having this conversation.
Okay, so let me ask you a question then. If you could you name the three teams in the AFC? I don't know if you want to or not.
Um, yeah, we could go. We would go We would go Chargers, Ed, and then after that, I would like to say TRC.
Okay. All right, so let me ask you this then. Um, if you took, all right, let's use AC. You took AC, right? Who just had a playoff run, won his division, went 13-4 in the AFC. If you put him in the AFC, in the NFC, excuse me, what does his fate entail?
Answer this question. I want you to answer the question.
Okay.
What division can AC win in the NFC right now?
Um, looking at the divisions, I do think he can win the North. I really do think that. Obviously, he can win the South as well. Um, Probably would go to war in the East. Not sure about that, but definitely he can win the West as well. So I'd say easily three divisions. And
3?
if he's in there, yeah, easily. And if he's in there, like if you swap Gomes out and like add him into that division, I think he's probably stressed out, but I think that's a fun division.
I don't see it.
Obviously, you're probably not going to see it, Turk, and
I don't.
that's fine. That's fine. You got the right to your opinion. So go ahead, speak your piece.
No, I was just saying I don't. That's why I was trying to see where you thought he would finish in those divisions. I personally believe he could possibly win the South. He could win the South. I give him that one. The West
What?
is a toss up to me, but I don't see the North. Nor do I see him winning the East.
But at some point, teams be damned, right? Skill level. Like I hold AC in high regard as far as being a skillful owner. So that like track records usually tend to prove themselves no matter where you go.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So I don't really hold too many people in high regard as far as that. So all right. So in that same vein, um, I know AC is not gonna speak on himself. Does anybody else disagree that AC would do well if he went to the NFC?
No.
Okay. Um. All right. Let's use Bird for an example. Right. Also in AC's division,
Shit.
AFC South. Did you say shit?
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry. Is this
Uh,
PG?
nah, not really. You can say what you want.
Okay. Shit. Damn. Fuck. All right.
He
Let's
he went
continue.
9-8 in the AFC. The AFC also housed three teams from the AFC North that made the playoffs. If you put Bird in the NFC, does he make it to the playoffs? Like how far does he go in the NFC?
He doesn't go far. He doesn't make the playoffs. He can't.
Why not?
He can't win against anybody over here. That's already shown in his schedule this year.
What happens in his schedule, Turk?
Let's see. Let's pull it up. Give me 2 seconds.
Lord God.
So I'm going to do something stupid here. I'm going to talk.
Go ahead.
So maybe I'm just looking at this because it's 1 year, and I'm trying to look at the total body of work. I mean, Bird's got rings, like multiple. Um,
Yeah, he has three.
and I think we're judging him for 1 year. And I kind of feel the same way because I mean this is the worst season I've played in a while. Um, but I think if you look at the total body of work, and I know we can't do that because we got a lot of new people. Bird's way better than most of the people that are on this list. I mean, I just think he's had a bad year.
Well, I'm not here to dispute that, but Turk went to go get the irrefutable evidence that says that even if he was in the NFC, for the record, I do think the AFC is a better conference. I've gone on record to state that. But Turk is saying that if Bird was in the NFC, he wouldn't do much of anything, right?
Yeah.
Even if you were to compare the South. I don't know. All right, Turk, let's hear it out.
All right, so I have it pulled up. So let's see. Let's just start off. We have a week 1 L to the New York Giants, 40-20.
You know what?
All right, so there's no more NFC games. Boom. We have a week 5 L to the Washington Commanders. All right, there's more AFC games, more AFC. Boom, boom, boom. Here's the next one. We have a win against the Eagles. Stripped Eagles, but it's still a really good roster. I don't know if that was a SimW or what. Actually, it was a SimW, right? Am I tripping?
No, I'm looking at it right now. I got it up on the screen. He was awarded a force win for Philly.
Okay, so that's another one. Did not play him. We don't know how it went, but I could assume it was probably gonna be an L if we're gonna go off the trend. Then
All right.
you have a win against Gomes the last week. Gomes at this point already packed it up.
Second to last week, yeah.
Second to last week, week 17. Gomes already packed it up. Gets the easy cleanup win. I don't believe that if he was over,
That was a force win.
so it was a force win. So he didn't play him either. So
It was a
okay,
force
They
win
played.
against
They
him.
played. That was
Did
when
they?
Gomes stepped away and the game eventually dropped. He won it though.
Okay. All right. Never mind. So it was just a force win for the Eagles.
mhm,
Okay. That's all I see then.
okay.
The Eagles game was a scheduling
So
conflict. I do
it's
remember that.
so essentially he has 2 wins and a L. I mean 2 L's and a win because the other one was a sim win. But
He
I do hear
he
what
went
Cody's
nine and
saying
eight.
about yeah, I do get what Cody's saying about not judging him off 1 year.
Okay.
But if we were to do that, like that's like Q saying he holds AC to high regard because of track record. At what point do you just realize like, hey, this is just who this person is now, or you really?
Turk is giving out the Turk awards. I'm listening.
I'm I'm just I'm
I get it. I do. I get it. Me looking. All right. We'll do this and then we'll leave him. He has wins. All right. 4 of the wins come from his conference. His division. Excuse me. Right. But outside of that, he won versus Denver.
Denver, not a good team.
Obviously he won versus the Eagles. We went over that. He won versus the Chargers. Right.
Oh, okay.
He won versus the
Nah,
Cowboys.
we're not doing that.
Yeah.
We're not doing this today.
Yeah,
You
we're
know what?
not.
We're going to the next person.
He won against the Chargers. All right, yeah. How did that happen?
We just went out there. We were it's like
Broken
21
controller.
21-7. Nah, we don't have broken controllers, bro. We went out there 21-7. We got trigger happy and we threw the game away, unfortunately, right?
You threw something.
All right. You know what? Let's see what's happening here. This doesn't have to be like this, man. All right. So, moving on. Does anybody have anybody else feels like if he went to the NFC, he wouldn't make the playoffs? Is it just Turk?
That's just Turk. He's having a
Okay.
rough start to the cycle. Well, I guess
That's
to the
crazy.
midpoint of the cycle, but he's not. He could win in the West.
Got you. All right. So with that being the case, let's use NFC now. If we take LB and Zach and put them to the AFC, how do they fare?
Oh my God.
Anybody can chime in. Man said, "Oh my God."
Like we really finna have this discussion after y'all just said track record. Y'all just spoke on track record.
We did because I also want to know, as a follow up, if Malik was in the AFC, what would happen? Because that's kind of where I wanted to end up at.
I mean, now it wouldn't be. Well, can I go ahead and get mine out the way? Now it just wouldn't be
Go ahead.
Malik making it to the championship game. He would just lose earlier in the playoffs. He would still get there, like still a good user. He just wouldn't make it as far because the guys he has trouble with, he's gonna run into earlier now.
You know, you kind of lend credence to AC's point, though. You know that, right?
Oh, what?
The fact that if Malik is the best that the NFC has to offer, and then you yourself said if he was in the AFC, he'd lose a lot sooner. Does that not prove the point of what he was saying? Like I
That
understand
no,
you're
that
saying
still
that
just
the NFC
leans.
is a
That
deeper
just
conference.
Yeah, that just still leans into the top heavy aspect. There's just a couple of teams over there that he cannot beat. There's other guys over there that I'm very, very confident that he'll be perfectly fine. That's why I said he'll make the playoffs. He would just lose earlier now because he's going to run into the teams that give him trouble.
Okay, Crim, you want to chime in on this?
About Malik,
Yes, sir.
I mean, I would probably feel the same way. I mean, he'll still hold his own in the conference, but with who's here right now, I would agree with what Turk is saying that if these are the guys you're running into problems with in the Super Bowl, you're going to face them more often if you're here, which could help. But from what we've seen so far, it's not going to look great.
Gotcha. What about you, Cody?
Uh, I'll reiterate, like if the NFC's best can't beat top three on the AFC, we'll just say that, then that kind of sums up the whole thing.
What about you, AC?
Yeah, he would definitely have to fight for a spot. I don't think anything would be given. I mean, Castro won 11 games and he still didn't make the playoffs.
If he played in the AFC East, he'd have a cakewalk.
Well,
Oh
yeah,
yes.
that's a given. Like the only two, I guess, divisions where you can say it's a wrap is the AFC West and the AFC East, based off of who wants to fucking play their games. So if he was in the East, for sure, he would be basically baby Q as far as guaranteed in the playoffs. But as far as what happens in the playoffs themselves, like Turk said, he would probably get eliminated. He wouldn't make it. He would make it to the conference championship potentially, but there is no invitational where he's going to the Super Bowl every season unless somebody lets him win.
It's crazy. So, what has to change in the NFC to stop the? We can damn near call it the LeBron Invitational. What has to change in the NFC? Anybody?
I mean, consistency for one. Again, like you have guys like LV, like Chan, who have been there, done that type of guys. Mind you, LB's roster to begin the season or the cycle again wasn't great with the Bears. He's since done his homework and worked on it, so I feel like he's next season will be much different for him. Chan lost Brady, but again, if he can figure out a quarterback situation, he's up there again. I mean, yeah, he lost to Zach, but um, I think it was Zach. Um, there are people there who can make a run. So it really, I know we have this whole running thing of Malik being the true guy in NFC, but I think that there's a window and it might close sooner than later for sure.
So who usurps Malik?
I'd say LB. I mean, you give LB an off season, that man can make a team, like the Bears, very dangerous. So if I had to guess right now, I'd say LB.
Because outside of the, I guess the Lions game, all of Malik's games were close, right? Lost to Zach literally at the end of the game. And you can argue if Zach doesn't throw that pick six, then we have a different Super Bowl representative. And then he literally was 1 point lower than uh, than Ed was, who was the representative out of the AFC. So you kind of look back at these past Super Bowl appearances. If Malik, and this is a recurring theme, if he has better clock management or doesn't make, one or two of these extra mistakes, then he's in field goal range to tie and go to overtime in the Super Bowl. Or he gets the go ahead touchdown and then he potentially wins. But maybe the gap is closing. That's not for us to determine. We just know, at least on this side, Turk, like you guys have not done anything to usurp him yet. Like Zach, I wasn't exactly sure Zach was going to come out there and win versus LB, to be honest with you, but he did semi convincingly. And then even though he made a lot of mistakes early on versus Malik, he still gave him all he could handle. Pause. You get what I'm saying? So in line with that, and I won't keep you guys too much longer. If we took Crim and put Crim in the NFC, how does he fare? We could start with Codie.
You put Crim in the
Codie.
NFC.
Yes.
I guess it depends on a landing spot, but he's still a playoff team for sure. Give me a conference for sure, or I'm sorry, a division.
You can really pick one. It doesn't really matter. NFC, if you put him in the East, because I guess that's the East and the North are the two divisions, right? The other two are, I guess, to be determined, right?
So if you give Crim the Cowboys in that division, I could still see him finishing second, maybe third. I guess it just depends.
And if you put him in the North, like if you swapped him with Turk, no offense, Turk.
I don't know. I don't know a lot about the Lions guy. I know when I played him, I wasn't ready. I got my ass kicked. But I need to see more from him. I think he'd be on par competing with Steps and the Lions guy. I don't know his name. I don't know. That's a tougher division for me to pick. I could see him 1 through 4.
Okay. Well, the Lions got to take a lot of people by surprise, so I think it'll be interesting to see what he does with an entire season under his belt, with an off season as well. So I guess I'll get AC's thoughts. How do you think the NFC North shakes out this upcoming season?
It's LB's division.
Still, LB went 12-5. The Lions and the Vikings both went 11-6, and Packerman went 8-9.
Yeah,
You see it playing out similarly to that.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a tight race. Everybody's competing. Like, there's no Brad in that division.
Amen.
But I still think that LB will be the one that comes out on top, unless Steph's can figure it out with this new quarterback that he just got.
Yeah, I gotta put some respect on Brad's name too, man.
No, we don't.
Yeah, really be wildin'.
Hey, let me prove my point. Yo, Brad went out there and won versus Gomes.
All right,
Did he not?
he did.
Right. But these are like, to Turk, these are like the worst guys in the AFC, right?
Yeah, a bit- pretty much.
So, and outside of here, you were saying the worst in the AFC is way worse than the worst in the NFC,
These are facts.
correct? Right. So when Schwartz and Brad are playing these guys, there should be no way they win these games, right?
This is true.
Okay. Just want to find out how in the hell Codie lost to the Colts, but I'll leave that one alone.
You could ask that same question about 11 times.
I'm looking at these teams. I'm looking at Colts. I'm looking at the Texans. I just saw that and I'm just fucking confused, man.
I said it before we started this. I'm a bottom 5 team right now. Don't care if I won 6 games or not. I'm a bottom 5 team.
So, legitimately, Gomes has the worst record in the NFC, right, Turk? I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, I do know that.
And he lost to Brad. Still doesn't change your mind.
Nah, he was he was obviously not trying to win. When did
The
that?
fuck he wasn't.
When was this? When was this loss?
This was like literally about 10 or 11 days ago. And he was winning and running the ball. And
No,
then
I'm saying so.
guess
It
what?
was late. It was so that was
Yeah,
like week
it was
18.
fourth quarter.
No, I'm saying it was
Yeah.
like week 18, week 17.
Yes. Let me
Gomes is obviously trying to get a better draft pick. Like
It's
there's
week
Gomes
14.
was trying 14, excuse me. Gomes was trying to win that game. They were providing live commentary in main chat as they were playing. And it was close throughout. And guess what? Gomes had to throw the football and threw a pick six. And if I'm not mistaken, he threw another one after that. I'm listening, Turk.
nah. I'm
Fuck do you mean,
I,
nah?
he has a bad record. He's already trying to lose. He's not
How are
trying
you
to
so
win.
sure? I'm just asking, how are you so sure?
That's the only that's the only real explanation for it.
Eh, okay, okay. Whatever you say. We got to put some respect on Stacks, too, because he went out there and won versus Arizona. He won versus Gomes, recurring theme there. He beat Mike's ass. Benny Hanna's Boba Fett did not show up for that game. He lost by 3 touchdowns.
Benny
And
Hunter's
then he went
Boba
out,
Fett.
Burger King, Baba Zook, whatever you want, man. McDonald's, Mike. You got a lot of names. But anyway, Gabe lost the Stacks. Gabe got blown out. So we got to put some respect on Stacks, man. Just a little bit. Some people call him certain names. We will not repeat on air because it's slander, but we just want people to get better. I think it's safe to say we'll leave this in the hands of the league. You guys can chime in and kind of debate which conference is better. Um, these quote unquote 2 cycles, 2 third cycles we played of the 2 Super Bowls that both go into the AFC. Lends to Turk saying it's top heavy. The NFC is deeper. Pause. Um, would anybody here agree that the NFC is a deeper conference, or is it more so because they're all around the same skill level? As we wrap this up,
I would say it's the second thing. I mean, there are a lot of people who are on the same skill level as others, so it looks like the conference is more competitive, which I would say that it might be on in that regard, but it's not, because they have more talent, it's just because they have less of a skill gap between the teams that are in there.
your thoughts, Cody?
I'll leave it at this. The last 7 Super Bowls that have been won go to the AFC. And the last NFC team to do it, he's not even in the league anymore. Well, maybe not for
I
long.
gotta be B.
That's big.
Gotcha.
So I got to go with the AFC, but I do like the depth that the NFC has. If Mike plays, Super Bowl caliber Mike, which we've seen before, then it's a deep conference.
That happened one time in like 8 Maddens, but I remember
Did he go to the Super Bowl?
he did.
AC remembers.
AC knows.
Oh, the gamer tag callback.
Throwback.
Back.
That was really good and really bad, right? Because he lost, and the narrative started to be placed out in the air that is still permeating today. So I would rather not even go back to that, man. You just gotta pay attention. Uh, AC Turk, any final thoughts in regards to this?
Uh, like if you take out the trades and just go to when we did the reboot with the wild card rosters, right?
Right.
All right. So 3 of the top 5 teams would be San Fran, Dallas, and Philly,
That's a fact.
right?
That's a fact.
2 of those teams didn't even make the playoffs. So if you can't win with a top 3 team in the conference that most would consider the weaker, how the hell do you fare over here, whether it's top heavy or not?
Turk, thoughts?
That just creates a bigger skill gap because that means that user isn't that good. Those are not the guys that I'm talking about. The ones that didn't make the playoffs. We not talking about them.
But whoa, Philly, right? I won't even call him by his name. The child, he won
Muncher.
enough games to technically win his division. He just happened to be gone randomly, 2 or 3 games that basically cost him the playoffs.
Okay. So
There's
so
no excuse for Gomes.
there you go. So that's one person.
Just name 2 people.
Zach is
No.
winning strictly off the strength of his team and his division, man.
Do you believe that? You know, Zach just can't
I
be a good player
definitely
now.
believe that.
Wow.
No. What? No.
So
Does anybody disagree? Go ahead, Turk. Go ahead, Turk.
What I was just gonna say is I
About to turn this shit over to Turk, yo.
I just believe that we're just deeper. If you're listening, you're an NFC team. This is my call out to all NFC teams. This year,
Fucking rally cry.
when you play
Rise
the
above the
AFC, please think
Niggas
of
said
this.
rise above bot.
Think of this because I really think we some mid out here. So we gotta do something about this.
You are.
Think? Think?
You see, y'all hear this? Y'all hear this?
This nigga Turk. First, before the franchise died, yo, you had games where you was looking like B with the Packers, and then you was looking like Turk with the Packers some games. I watched you decimate Garl with a team better than yours so bad that he was kneeling in the first half. Where the fuck is that, Turk?
Hey, back. I'm here. What's going on? I was a little late on the return.
So you're going to the playoffs, is what you're telling me.
Hey, man. I just
Nigga
need
didn't say yes or
listen,
no. He said, hey, man.
Listen. I need a split with LB and BC.
No,
If
you
not,
don't. You
I
just
just
need
got
to win.
I just got to beat everybody else on my schedule, which is very possible, but we'll see.
But what about steps? You going to sweep?
Yeah,
That's what I heard.
I'm gonna get them back. First game, he'll tell you right now he shouldn't have won the first game.
Yeah.
Is that why he got on the cross for you at the end?
He doesn't know that.
Why do you got
this right now?
I have no knowledge about that. I don't know anything about anybody getting on the cross. All I know is I got a W,
That's it. That's all that matters, yo.
and that's all that matters.
I hear you, man. I don't know what the fuck you talking about, but I hear you. I hope this stuff really works out. I'm unsure. I forgot to check what divisions I play, as far as NFC. But this should be fun. Should be good. Should be real fun going forward. Crim, any last thoughts?
No. Actually, yeah, one. Codie, you need to step it the fuck up.
Care to explain?
Yeah, I traded for his 3rd-round pick knowing that he was going to probably suffer the first year just because it's a Codie thing to do, but normally after that he gets it together, so I have all the faith in the world in this man to do so.
Okay.
I mean,
Codie.
if we make it to year 4, I got a chance. That's all I'm going to say.
4-year plan.
It's always been a 4-year plan. Always.
Nah, this shit gotta happen ASAP.
Like Rocky.
Yeah.
Okay. Turk is giving his rally cry. Crim
I'm gonna
needs-
keep track. I'm gonna keep track too. Like as the season goes on.
Fucking mascot, man. What is the point of this? So are you on a crusade to destroy every AFC team you play to prove a point?
Hey man, if that's what it got to come down to, then so
You're
be
not
it.
saying yes or no. It's just hey man. It's like like hey man, answer the question.
Listen.
Are you doing this? Are you going to the playoffs? You've said yes or no to none of this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm going to the playoffs. You didn't ask me that.
in the CFM.
In this CFM, this following season
This
two
online CFM.
online CFM season 2 reboot, I will be going to the playoffs.
Okay. Any predictions on how far you go?
I don't know. We'll see.
And my last question to everybody: is this the year, this upcoming year, where the NFC wins the Super Bowl?
No.
Oh my God.
Turk is really
I
here, ready
mean,
to
I
fight
can't really sit
everybody.
there and say yes. I'm trying to win it, so fuck no.
No,
I'm
AC,
gonna say no.
is this the all right?
the
All right,
NFC has
everybody says no.
regressed. Everybody, they've lost their quarterbacks, man.
That's another variable. I didn't even think about that.
Tell them to come get Mac Jones.
Stop it.
The AFC has
Stop it
only
now.
gotten stronger.
Hey man, that's my Turk impression. Hey man, they just doing what they got to do. All right. Well, that concludes this podcast. I appreciate all the admins actually showing up, including Codie. Appreciate it. You know,
I'm just
so
here so I won't get fined.
Jesus, Turk, what's wrong now? This thing is miserable like Al Bundy, man. That shit is crazy. All right, I don't know if steps advanced or not or whatever, but we catch you guys on the next go around. We appreciate you tuning in. We'll catch you guys later. NFC, you need to step it up, right,
Please,
Turk?
please, fellas. It's just all I. That's all we can do at this point. Y'all see how crazy they talking.
Why he's talking crazy? They're just saying Malik is the best and he can't get it done right now. So somebody else has to step up. Maybe that other person wins. So
I think LB's got a chance this year.
somebody has to be the Celtics to dethrone you know, the Washington Cavaliers basically. Right?
Got faith in the OG. Shout out to LB.
Mmm. If anybody can do it, it gotta be LB. Shit. Oh, he was tied for the best record in the NFC too. What a barren roster. I wonder what happens when he gets more talent, Turk.
I mean, he gonna turn into All Might. I mean,
Well, I guess he wins the Super Bowl then, maybe. Right?
we'll see.
All right. Appreciate all of y'all for showing up. Catch you guys later.